All right. All right. Good morning, everybody. Hopefully you can see this. And I'm live. It's 10:30 a.m. I haven't done one of these in quite a while. Live streaming. I don't know. I used to always have technical issues. So right now I've managed to set it up with my Zoom mic here and get some decent audio, and it seems to be working, so that's great. Hope you can see the thumbnail. That is a fireworks shot that my wife took of the local fireworks festival, which is actually on this week. It started on Saturday and it goes 3 times. Saturday, Wednesday, last night, and there will be one more tomorrow. So I managed to make it out to play, I think on Wednesday. I was out there a little bit. It was really hot. We're hitting about 30 Celsius this week, which is not normal for this area. So anyway, it's been pretty warm. So I've been careful to not get out in too much direct sunlight. The sun hits my spot there at the C-Bus terminal usually between 11 and 2. So now I've been trying to go after 2. So if any of you want to drop by and say hello, I'll be out there playing today, probably starting between 2:30, if it's not already taken. And usually crowds could be good on Friday. So we'll see how it goes. But that's the plan, and then I'll probably be out there for at least 3 hours. So that could be your opportunity to stop by and say hello. So I can see your chat comments, so if anybody's got any questions, just ask away. So anyway, we're here to celebrate my big event of 100,000 subscribers. I can't believe I actually made it. I had started YouTube back in 2006. I was one of the first actually on YouTube, and my very first video, which is still on YouTube, is our budgie sitting on my nose while I was sleeping on the couch. It's like 15 seconds, and that is the oldest one, and you'll see that it is dated like 2006. I can't remember the name of that. I think it was something with budgie sleeping on my nose or something like that. But anyway, the channel started with almost nothing but budgie videos because we had a budgie and he was really cute, and just was around him all day, so we filmed all his antics, and it was quite hilarious. So I did that for years, and then I think I started putting up guitar videos probably maybe not too long after that, 2007, 2008, started putting up my instrumentals and original compositions, and then I started doing more live jams, and then my live bands started. Already I was doing live bands in 2006, so I have accumulated all the video from every show I did between 2006 and say 2018 before I completely stopped doing live music. My last show I think was 2018 with a duo. So for those of you who are asking what I'm doing on the street, and that's a big question I get all the time, the reason I'm on the street is there's a few reasons. First of all, most of the live clubs closed down in Vancouver over the last few years. So it became very difficult to find work. It was more difficult for me because I had like an instrumental trio, and you're really pushing the envelope because people usually want to have a singer. So I did that for a few years, and it was great. I really got tired of working with singers. It was a lot of stress. The main issues I had with bands in general, and a lot of people think that playing in a band is the ultimate. Well, it's not. You're dealing with a lot of work, and especially for me, because I did all the work in all my bands. Basically, no one else ever lifted a finger to find a gig. So I had to do the gig generation, talking to managers, emailing, phone calls, promotional materials, filming all the shows, making all the videos for the shows, all the audio, doing the auditions, contacting people for the auditions, which would be mainly singers. So that was a lot of work, and I got tired of it. So the rewards for that work were not comparable. Often you'd have somebody in the band, they might last a couple weeks, and then you have to get somebody else. So there was a lot of compromise. Me having to play songs I didn't care for. A lot of singers wanting to do Adele. And that also was a part of it, that I wasn't getting musical satisfaction from the songs that I was playing in the set list, because you had to play, often a lot of popular things and top 40, which I couldn't stand. So when I did the instrumental trio, it was a bit better because we didn't have to adhere to top 40 too much, and there was more space for jamming. But even that I found limiting, mainly because the guys I played with were great, but I was feeling hemmed in by the set list. It was kind of the same songs every gig, so we had maybe 20 to 30 songs, and they never really changed. So I was always wanting to do new material, but it was difficult to get people to keep up with my enthusiasm for new material. And that is why I play on the street. One of the big reasons is freedom of choice. And when I'm on the street, I can basically play what I want. Thanks for the tip, Trenton. I appreciate it. Good to see you. And let me just check the chat here. People, congratulations. Yes. Thanks a lot. This milestone is going to catapult you into even more stardom. Literally one of the greatest guitarists ever you are, Robin. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I want to say thank you to everybody who has been supporting me. Whether you are a new or an old subscriber, I'm really glad to have you on board. And it's a big thing for me to hear from people that are enjoying the music, to get some feedback. That's probably, the toughest thing to achieve out on the street, is that I often don't get any feedback. So people say, why are you out there? Well, the main reason is because I have the freedom to play what I want and record it for YouTube. So I'm not only getting to jam as long as I want. So if I feel like playing for 45 minutes to an hour on one piece, I can do it. And, nobody's going to say anything. Nobody's going to stop you. That would be impossible with a band. In a band, we could do max 10 minutes on a song. That was probably about it. And I'm barely getting warmed up after 10 minutes. So I've got that freedom. And also, what I didn't like with bands so much were the bad hours, because it was starting always at, between 8 and 10 p.m. So I was already getting tired, ready to go to bed. And then you're up till 1 or 2 o'clock. So that wasn't so great. Now when I'm on the street, I can actually start early in the day when I'm fresh and I've got energy. So that's why I like to get out there early. So that was another big reason. Getting some fresh air and some sunshine. It's been really good for my blood pressure to be out there on the street. Lost weight. Not that I needed to lose a lot of weight, but I think last year I was about 180, and now I'm down to 155, thereabouts. So when I'm on the street playing for 4 or 5 hours, it just knocks the blood pressure down 20 points. And it's really good for me in that way. So I do enjoy that, though I have to be careful not to overdo it. And that means, making sure that I am drinking water often, especially as it's getting hot right now. So I always bring a big bottle. So that was my main thing about playing the street, was the freedom, be able to play songs I like, and the good hours, and the pay. Looking at my bands, the best I ever got was maybe $100 a night, and that started to become even difficult to maintain. A lot of places were cutting down the pay, $75, $50, and I thought, this is just not worth it anymore. So I often, on the street, I can do better than that, I can do worse than that. So it probably evens out. Of course, I'm able to go out any day of the week as long as the weather's good. So that is the main reason I'm on the street. And the other big question I get is, people will say, "I can't believe how people are ignoring you." Well, yeah, that's just part of what it's like out there in Vancouver. But keep in mind, I am really motivated to do this for the support I get from my YouTube audience. So I might have not got any response in the street, but at least then I got a video and I can put it up on YouTube, and people can enjoy it somewhere down the line. Sometimes it takes years down the line before anybody finds it or enjoys it. I mean, I'm getting comments now on videos that are 12 years old, and it's really bizarre to me because it's like ancient history. Somebody just discovered it, me playing Chaka Khan or something from 2010. So, people slowly start discovering all my videos, and there are quite a few videos. I think I've over 2,000 right now. So, keeping the videos now to maybe twice a week, maybe 3. Like today I'm doing this, and tomorrow I'll do another live session. So I've cut back as well on doing videos. I don't want to overwhelm people. I know some people like to do it every day. And I've got a lot of material stored up right now. I started the street shows this year in early April. And it was still cold out then, and that was my first time back out in almost 3 years. So I am now got a backlog of probably close to 30 shows since April that I have not been posting yet, because I'm keeping the posts down to twice a week. So each show provides, an average of 10 videos, maybe more depending on what happens. So here's the process. I might do a jam for an hour, and within that jam I might actually have some funny encounters with people, or somebody who talks to me, or a baby starts dancing. I might be able to get 3 or 4 videos out of that one video. So this is what I look for now. When I play the video over again, I look for highlights and funny things that are happening, and try to make a short video out of those. So I'll be doing long videos and also these short ones that are maybe a minute or 3 minutes, just for variety. Trying everything out and see what works. So I haven't been doing jams from home now for months because I've been outside. So all my energy has been going into playing outside for these 4 or 5 hour jam sessions, which even other people can't believe I do. Like, I hear from the Tin Men that, these mimes that stand next to me, even they don't believe that I'm playing that long. But for me, it's just, it's a great release. It's stress relief, and I'm also getting to, work on my jam skills and improvisation, because that's what it's all about for me. That you would know if you're following the channel, I'm about improvisation, and I'm not doing too many covers now. It's definitely not straight covers, because I don't want to get copyright strikes or notices on YouTube. So I might do a jam on Gary Moore, Still Got the Blues, even though it's my own thing, and it might actually copyright it at some point in the video, and then I have to try and cut that part out because I don't want it to be copyrighted. So now it's sort of focus on, I might do a cover of something, but I'm going to do it my own way so it doesn't get copyrighted. Like the other day, I did a jam on Boys of Summer from Don Henley, which is appropriate for this time of year. And I just followed a chord sequence, so it's never going to get copyrighted. And, if you listen, you will recognize what I'm doing, but it's definitely not a cover of the original. So, all right, I'll just check my comments here. Congratulations from Port Alberni. Congrats from Bangladesh. Thank you very much. Freedom on the streets. Yes, definitely. Like I say, it comes with its own there's frustration there as well, because I don't know who I'm going to run into. I mean, just the other day, some lunatic ran by me and started screaming in my face as they were walking by. Now, you just do not know what sets these people off and how far they're going to take it. It's always a risk. So that's just the area I work. A lot of you are probably not aware. This is very close to the downtown east side of Vancouver. It's a very rough area, basically filled with homeless and drunks, drug addicts. And this has been going there for, I don't know, 40 years probably. And it's just getting worse all the time. So a lot of these people make their way down to where I am, which is a few blocks away. And of course, it's a train station, bus station. So you've got the public going through there. You've got the tourists going through there from Canada Place to Gastown, back and forth. And then you've got all these other people from the downtown east side. So look it up on Wikipedia, downtown east side Vancouver. And that'll give you an idea of what I have to deal with out there. So, you know, the other side of it is, of course, I might get an occasional viral video with a guy like that one, You're Not Doing That guy, which went viral this year. So I think I gained, I don't know, 15,000 subs from that one video alone. So this has helped push me over 100,000. And that was 2 months ago that video went up. And it's still getting lots of hits. It just passed 3 million. So I would say that is now my #1 video of all time. I've got others in the 2 million range. But that one really hit the spot. I knew it was going to be good, even while it was happening. But I didn't expect the reaction that it's getting. It's really made a connection with a lot of people, basically because, you know, I'm being patient and showing compassion and then playing at the same time. And, you know, you're getting a reaction and there's something happening. So, yeah, it was pretty cool to have that happen. So the trick is now getting it to happen again. So I'm always trying, you know, you try to find something that's interesting. You just don't know who you're going to run into. So now I'm getting babies dancing, and I'll put up a clip of that. I did well with this type of video before. So let's see what else is going on here. I agree bands are so tough, multiple personalities, different tastes and different priorities. Yes, that's exactly how it was. Especially if you're running the bands. So after I had the 4-piece bands I started with, and then the clubs didn't pay enough, you know, it was a minimum $400, and then they didn't pay that, so I had to then cut down to 3-piece. So I had trios, and that went for a while, and then that was still too much money for them. And then I went down to duos. So I think I peaked with my duos in like 2015. I had a really good singer who's now living in Dubai. She works there as a professional like almost every night of the week. She's been there for the last 7 years and probably no intention ever of coming back to Vancouver. And I can't blame her because that's where the work is. And somebody of her skill level, you know, can actually make money. So it's funny to see that, you know, you see I worked with somebody who was really good and she went to Dubai and I stayed here and I'm on the street. So it can be so different in different parts of the world. So anyway, that's I kept that going till 2018. That was my last duo at a hotel downtown here near English Bay. And even that I kind of got tired of because, again, I was playing a lot of songs I didn't want to play. So now I'm strictly instrumental, strictly full-on guitar work. And I'm still hitting peaks in my playing. You know, it doesn't happen all the time, but I can be doing something and then, you know, play, you know, in a inspired way that surprises myself. And this is the whole point of music for me, is to find something new, a new way of playing, a new way of phrasing something, a new combination of notes that is like, oh, I haven't done that before. And that gets harder and harder to do, of course, the longer you are playing, because it's basically like reinventing yourself all the time, and absolutely pretty well nobody does that. I mean, you hear most guitar players, they have a set style, they've got a set bag of tricks. You know, if I hear one guitarist play on an album, I can pretty well expect I'm going to hear that again on their next album. So it is very difficult to change things up in yourself and make them fresh, because you will fall into certain patterns. To break out of those boxes and patterns is very difficult, but that is the goal and should be the goal of every serious musician. You know, you start with learning songs by ear and note by note, And I did that for many years. And that has a challenge in the beginning, but after a while it becomes pretty easy once you've built up your ear. By the way, I am still giving guitar lessons, so anybody's interested, look at my links in the description and the top comment. That can be done through Patreon or PayPal. And I'm doing that through Skype now, as Zoom has reduced their online time to 40 minutes. So anybody's interested in learning about how I approach the guitar, and I'm going on 50 years now of approaching the guitar. I can't believe that. I started in 72. And still, enjoying it as much as ever, if not more. I've been on quite a roll this year. I've really concentrated on working and playing in the moment, to be there. Even if I'm being ignored, it's fine. I'm concentrating on the playing. Trying to make that connection so that I don't have to think about my surroundings. That can be also very difficult because you're getting stimulus from 360 degrees. It's like, who's coming up on me? Is there somebody strange there? People going by. You have to cut yourself from that so that I reach a point where I'm almost in a hypnotic state of, looking at my fingers and trying to make that connection with music where everything else is dampened. And when I hit that point, then I'm good. And then I can continue the jam. Sometimes in a jam, it might take me 15, 20 minutes to get into this. It's like a meditation. You can't just fall asleep immediately. You have to go slowly into the zone. So it becomes this, the art of cutting outside stimulus off to achieve that. And of course, that's going to take longer when you're on a busy street with ambulances and sirens just going by, and buses and traffic and crazy people, whatever. That's just a lot of activity to be trying to isolate yourself, isolate your mind to concentrate. This is why I liked playing at home, because I had quiet and I could concentrate on my jams. But I know people like to watch the street videos. It's more entertaining because you can see me playing, and then you can see everybody else walking past, ignoring me. People find this fascinating. So you've got that interaction going on. So I'm trying to get that sweet spot of audience interaction with the focus on the playing and the sound that I'm getting. So that is the goal, and I think I've been doing pretty good this year. I've got a lot of great jams coming up. Like I said, I've got like 25, 30 shows still to put on YouTube. This stuff is already uploaded on YouTube, most of it. I think I'm still processing from the last 2 weeks. That's going to take a while. Of course, that'll be easier to do in the fall and winter. So at this rate, it'll take a while to catch up, but rest assured, there's going to be a lot of great stuff coming up. And I've been doing the jams fresh, new songs every show, which has been another challenge, to constantly do new stuff. So that means I have to, write some new tracks. I've got to, maybe I'm going to do a cover of UFO song. I have to make the backing track myself. So lately I've been doing some UFO songs on the street as well, because from my favorite band and guitar player, Michael Schenker. I've been doing some more like note for note kind of things, because that's really what I grew up with. His playing was a big influence on me. I saw him in concert in 1980, and that's where I had my left ear damaged during this show. So I'm getting to try out a few of these things, and it's been great to play some music that I grew up with as well, even though most people won't recognize it. Eventually someone on YouTube will be like, hey, he's doing a UFO cover. It might find its own audience there. So let's see, I'm going to check the chat here. I enjoy your jams a lot, just want to let you know that. It's from Cade, thank you very much. And Somebody said, I hope you're feeling better. Well, yeah, I'm definitely feeling better. Like I say, my episode was last year, so it took about a month of recovery for that. The Dancing Baby was so good, at least bystanders enjoyed watching. Yes, that was really cool to see that. I have another clip from that video I'm going to put up later. You're a one-of-a-kind musician with such an inspiring journey. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. This has been one of the really great things about this channel is the feedback I've been getting from people through comments and emails. It's been really amazing hearing from people that are using my music to help themselves, like music therapy, emotionally, recovering from an illness, sleeplessness. I've been hearing from so many people in this regard, some even on their deathbed. It can get pretty heavy sometimes. I've been in contact with a man who has been literally in a bed for, I don't know, the last year. And he's really been enjoying the music, and it's really great to hear from these people that are, using the music for road trips. And I mean, that's really the ultimate goal. It's not just for myself to play. That is already, great. You want to be able to do that, but that it's actually making a connection with other people. So keep in mind that every song that I post on YouTube from the street, they are all available on Bandcamp through the links in the description and in the top comment. I will have a link for like the whole album. I just put up the show from July 1st. There's 10 songs in there. You can download the entire show and make a contribution and help support the channel, because that's one of the few ways I make any income now, is trying to sell my own music. So you get much better quality through Bandcamp than you would by just listening to it on YouTube. So keep in mind, Bandcamp was, you can buy anytime, but they had Bandcamp Fridays up until a few months ago, and now they took a break for the summer. It will start again in September, and it will go till the end of the year. So September, October, November, December. First Friday of each month will be Bandcamp Friday, which means that they will not take any fees off a sale. So if you buy something for $10, normally they will take 10% of that. And on Bandcamp Friday, they won't take any. There'll still be some payment processing fee, but it's not too bad. It's like 40 cents. So I will remind everybody when that's coming up again, because it hasn't been on for a few months now. Some people get confused and think it's the last Friday of the month. It's not. It's always the first Friday. So whatever date that is, first Friday of the month. So not until September, though. So I'll talk about that more later. Let's see what else here. Somebody from Chicago, hello. People can be ice cold in their reactions. Yes, that's true. That's one of the things you have to get used to. And you have to be out there to play for yourself. If you're not there for yourself, you will never make it. And I've been doing this now since 2015. So you have to be, self-confident and happy in what you're doing. You can't expect it to be, to have your self-esteem fueled by other people. It's nice when it happens, but you can't rely on it. People on the street aren't there for the music. They're busy and going places. That's why you sometimes are underappreciated. Well, yeah, there's a certain amount of truth in that, but I do find it can get, it's probably worse here in Vancouver than any other place I've played. Unfortunately, we have limited amount of busking spots. There's maybe 3. The Art Gallery, the corner of Robson and Granville, which I have played, and it's just terrible. I once made $2 there in 2 hours. So I try not to go there anymore, and I stick with the C-Bus, because that's where most of the people are. And remember, there are a lot of tourists going through there as well. So not everybody's always in a rush. It's not like just a work crowd. So, way to go. Keep hitting them licks. Smash that like button, everyone. It helps the algorithm. Yes, that's true. If you want to help videos, remember, you can tip now A lot of people don't even know this, but there is a tip button on YouTube. You can choose any amount. I think YouTube will take 30% of that. I also have tip options for Google Pay, Apple Tip. There's links in there for that. Credit card, PayPal Tip, and Buy Me a Coffee. I think there's like 5 or 6 options, and that's always in the description of the video and in the top comment. Might not be as visible as the YouTube option. So, people who don't find that, they can just use YouTube, and that's fine. So that's great that they just added that. And so hitting the like button, leaving comments, very important. Feel free to leave a comment. Even split your comment up, leave different comments. It doesn't matter. I'm going to usually respond. If you ask a question, I'm going to respond. And I read them all. So don't be afraid to leave a comment, because that also helps the algorithm. That's why that video, you're not doing that, has also done so well, is because of massive amount of interaction with the video in the comment section. There's now, I think, 13,000 comments in there. And that is what YouTube knows this, that there's lots of interaction, and it will push it into people's feeds. So that's very important. So you can hit the subscribe, you hit the like button, and leave comments. It's all very helpful. Boda Bob says, I discovered your video in the winter. I was watching videos you released in the winter. I was confused at how warm it was in your videos. Yes, because I have also been posting older videos. I still have videos from years ago that I post, and I will probably do that too. Going back to 2016. And suddenly you'll see a summer video in the winter. And so they're not always time accurate. Even now, I'm posting videos from April. So I'm already months behind. You're amazing. I enjoy your jams a lot. Just want to let you know that. Well, thank you very much. You're good when you get flagged for the real thing. Yes. Greetings from Poland. Thank you. Congratulations from England, from Christine. Thank you. Ian says, so sad, you should never feel fear. Yes, well, that is part of the street experience, and this is probably the main reason why a lot of people don't do it. The busker profession, there's the bottom level of sort of part-time guys who might try it out in a very short time, and then you've got the hardcore. Well, I would consider myself in the hardcore right now. Well, okay, I don't busk all year, so I'm not super hardcore. Like, I'm not going to be out there in December freezing my fingers. I'm going to do it in decent weather, but I will continue doing it, even when I've had some experiences on the street. It hasn't made me quit yet. In spite of, the aggression, and I could have been attacked, I had to use my guitar as a weapon. So there's things that can happen. But yeah, it's not good to have that together. Music, sensitivity, and fear are not a good mix. So, now I'm at the point where I'm usually staying pretty calm. Even when people are approaching me, they get in my space. You can have guys standing next to me, drunks, screaming and singing along. I don't really mind that, unless it gets to be, for too long. Yeah, somebody said, I hope you've not smacked someone with your guitar yet. Well, that has happened, but it's been a few years since that happened. I actually had to pay $50 to have my guitar repaired after that incident. I had that guy arrested, by the way. He didn't like that I was playing Pink Floyd. I think that was the thing. He didn't like that I was doing covers, so he'd stand there screaming at people not to tip me, and he wouldn't go away. And finally, he actually lashed out with his bag of I don't know what it was, a bag of food or books or something, and hit me in the head with it. And that's when I brought the guitar out. And I managed to get him held by security, and the cops came, and they took him away in the police van. And as they put him in the van, I continued playing Pink Floyd as a send-off for this guy. So it was pretty funny. I did not have a GoPro at the time. That would have been a great video. But I got some damage on one of the guitar knobs on my guitar, and I had to have it fixed. So all the money I made for that day was spent on guitar repair. Oh yeah, you like my Scorpions shirt? Yeah, this is, of course, the cover of In Trance from 1975. Scorpions is one of my favorite groups from the Uli Roth years. So, let's see what else we got here. Best wishes, thank you. Cheers from Northern California. Thanks for sharing your skills. Thank you. Gloomy says you're really my inspiration. Well, that's great. I appreciate it. Always glad to hear that. Yeah, I mean, if I'm helping people to pick up the guitar, continue learning, or inspired to pick up the guitar, well, this is great. It's exactly what I want. To keep it alive, really. Because let's face it, the guitar is sort of a quickly being forgotten instrument. It does not get any airplay really anymore. If you look at the top 20, there's very little guitar in there anymore. Guitar solos don't really exist. So I'm sort of like a salmon fighting upstream. And you're going out there realizing a lot of people don't really know what guitar is anymore because they don't hear it. So if I was playing 1975 on the street like this, I would, obviously I'd probably be doing a lot better, and people would be appreciating more because they would know what guitar is, and they would be hearing it on the radio. But now you'd only hear that on classic rock stations. So how are you beating this heat? I'm drenched in sweat over here. Well, right now I try to stay out of the sun. So when I'm playing, it's usually already shade, and then I will just keep drinking, and maybe I'll try and soak my shirt a little bit. So we'll see how it goes today. Robin, your friend worked with you because of your high level playing. You helped make her. Maybe Dubai is your next stop. Well, she had already made it before I met her. She was recommended to me by another singer that I was working with who was also good. And so when I met this new singer, she had already been working in Dubai for years. I think she was in Vancouver for a short time, like maybe came back to visit for a year. But normally she wasn't even here. So she was back. And I was lucky enough to meet her, and then I was shocked because she knew like 300 songs. So when I talked to her about music, she's like, "Oh, I know all that stuff." I was like, "What?" I had never met like anyone like that before. I had met so many people that could only maybe do 15, 20 songs, and here was a person that knew 300. Really didn't need any rehearsal. She had it all down. So that's was probably my best duo, because we started getting a gig every 2 weeks at one bar, because they were getting a really good deal on the the price. I don't think they paid more than $250 for us, and we sounded like a full band because I was using backing tracks for drums, and then we had this really active singer who was engaging the crowd and really moving. She would rap as well. So we put different spins on music, and it was great to be with a real pro. And the bar knew that, and then they just kept booking us. But then she had to go to Dubai, and then that didn't work anymore. So yeah, she's still there now. I think her name was Carrie Gibson. So let's see what else is here. I was born in 72. Yeah, okay. Well, that's good. I was born in 62. I'm actually going to be 60. August 30th. I can't believe it. Can you recall if folks paid more attention to buskers before Spotify? Actually, I can say, well, when did Spotify start? I mean, I started busking around 2015. I don't know. I think it's been about the same. It's either been about the same now or it's slightly worse. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I would say definitely there is less value on music now, especially live music. Say all the clubs closed in Vancouver because there was no more demand for live music, if you can believe it. They mostly went out of business because people were not showing up and the rents got too high. So there's only a few really big places now, which I could not really get into. They'll have your Coliseum, your BC Place, and GM Place for the big acts. But small clubs, like in the downtown area here, they pretty well don't exist anymore. I think I know of one, and that's the old hotel on English Bay. They're still doing some live duos a couple times a week. But yeah, I think what really affected it is the iPhone. That's been the worst. So now you got a lot of phone zombies on the street. People are just staring at their phone all the time. So that's been a huge thing. The internet and the phone has really pretty well killed it. So now people, they'll say, well, why should I watch this guy on the street? I can just watch any live show I want on my phone at any time. So it doesn't seem to have meaning anymore. Sometimes I think people find more meaning even watching me on YouTube than they would watching me live. Like they value it more on YouTube because it's on TV. It's like it's a video. This seems more real to a lot of people. So it's very odd that a lot of people are preferring that reality now, to say watch me on YouTube compared to like actually coming down to the spot where I am and watching me there. That would be too inconvenient. So you got to deal with that, right? And the fact that music now you can get all the music you want for a $10 subscription a month on Spotify. But in spite of that, though, I'm still selling music on Bandcamp. I was shocked in the beginning that this would even be possible because I thought this is never going to happen. And people will not buy it because they can get it free. But if you have the right kind of music and you get the right crowd and the right format, like for me, it's long extended jams. Now some people, they don't even buy my music unless it's an hour long. I've got guys like that. They specifically want music that goes over an hour. So there is a category for this, and if you market it right, you can sell it. And of course, some people still want to have high quality music or have music that they can take with them and not have to rely on an internet connection. So there are still the classic crowd out there that would appreciate this. And most of my audience is older. I would say 60% are over the age of 50 for sure. I'm getting a little more in the younger audience now, but I guess that's because of my last viral video. So that's picked up a bit. But generally it's mostly people who are older, who grew up with live music, who remember either the 60s or the 70s going to live concerts, know what guitar is, know what guitar solos are, and can appreciate them. So, I'm of that age too, so I'm just playing basically what I grew up with, or that style that influenced me the most, and that is the 70s. Some 60s, and mostly 70s. By the time of the 80s, I was pretty well tuned out as far as any influences go anymore. By the early 80s, I was sort of done. I was molded for the rest of my life to be playing this type of guitar based on 70s players. That's still what does it for me. It's a sort of it's a balance between technique and emotion and feel. So, I'm obviously not a super technical player. I'm not a super fast player. I mean, there's about 5-year-olds that are more technical than me. But that's not the point of music. The point of music is to make a connection. And that's often done by playing less, with more feeling. There's a reason guys like David Gilmour and Mark Knopfler and Jeff Beck have such a large audience, are known as legends because of their sparse playing and putting more into it. So that's what makes a connection with people. Even making mistakes makes a connection with people. I have a video tribute to Prince, Purple Rain, that I put up, 6 years ago. At first I wasn't even going to do it because I thought it wasn't that good. Like, I heard all the mistakes in the song. I was like, oh, that was bad and that was bad. It didn't make a difference. People reacted to this video, and not only because it was Prince had died, but they were feeling it. And that was amazing to me, because when I heard mistakes, people were actually hearing human emotion. And the fact that it wasn't perfect is what made the connection. Now that seems counterintuitive, but that is a huge thing that a lot of guitarists never understand that it's not about flawless technical playing. That kind of thing leaves me absolutely cold. I'd rather hear something slower and, something slightly off or even a mistake to make that connection. You realize it's not a computer playing, it's a person. And there's imperfection in that. There's imperfection in nature and music, and that can make a really strong connection with people. So now I don't even care. I make mistakes all the time. It doesn't bother me. It's just I'm going to accept it and I'll work with it. So that was a big revelation for me, to see how people would rave about this song and, oh my God, this is better than Prince, or it's as good as Prince, and just huge amount of comments. And I was thinking in the beginning this was not good enough to put up. So there you go. So yeah, some people are shocked I let that guy touch my guitar. Well, I'll tell you, I knew that was going to make the video when I took my hands off the thing and I let the guy touch my guitar. And in 7 years, I have never let anyone touch my guitar. But I made an exception on that video because I saw the way it was going and I knew that that would cement it. So normally, people sometimes will offer me money to play the guitar, and I'm not going to let them play the guitar. That's like an insult to me. Somebody comes by with $1 and wants to hold my guitar. This is crazy. Yeah, the population and venues for a life don't exist in Canada. Yes, that's true. It's very difficult here. Probably a lot of better places in the States, like Florida, even Texas, California. Have you considered moving to a different city where people would appreciate you more? Yes, I have considered it, and I'm still considering it. I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen, but it's definitely a thought. So, is there a talk radio show on way in the background? No? There shouldn't be anything in the background. There's some outside noise from a lawnmower. Did you ever do any Robin Trower on the street? Yes, I have. I have not posted it yet, but I have done Bridge of Sighs at least 2 times, and that'll be coming up, so you can stay tuned for that. I've been doing a lot of Hendrix as well. I've been playing at least, Voodoo Child, Spanish Castle Magic. What's the other one? I can't remember it right now. Manic Depression. I began improvisation playing in 2020, and your videos are a huge affirmation, inspirational influence for my journey. Thank you very much. I'm glad to hear that. Again, remember, I'm giving lessons, but you can always sign up for even just one, see how you like it. It's like $50 an hour. Stay groovy, yes, for sure. How did I learn to play guitar? Well, I learned from when I was 10 years old. I started lessons. And I didn't enjoy lessons. I did that for 5 years. I actually almost made me want to quit guitar. It wasn't until I started buying my own records, Rolling Stones, #1, that I wanted to play guitar more and get seriously into it. So that's how I started, mostly with Rolling Stones albums, because that's all I had. And to let you know that this chat has a time limit and be running out in approximately 10 minutes. My battery is going to just die, and then the chat will end. So don't be surprised if I get cut off. Somebody's turning 60. Vote is turning 60 tomorrow. Well, congratulations, Bob. We're like 1 month apart. Okay, so anyway, I'll just get quickly through the chats here if I missed anything. I try to use my phone less now. Great to hear it. I'm pretty well not using my phone at all. I also quit Facebook last year. I completely deleted 15 years of my life on Facebook. It's gone. Oh, best adult dating sites. Wow, that's what I love to see. Okay. I have to remove all the spam. And anyway, so that about wraps it up. I just wanted to make note that the channel hit 100,000, so it's been a long, tough ride uphill. Like I say, last year I had only 4,000 subs on the beginning of the year, and then I got a couple viral videos, and things took off from there. So it's been a nice climb. Streaming Analytics, thank you very much for the tip. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to get ready to head out now again this afternoon while the weather's nice. And live the dream and know you're appreciated. Thank you very much, Bill. Thanks for the motivation from south of Mexico. Thank you, Martin. Listen to Beatles recordings and mistakes all over the place. Yes, I would believe that. I'm 26. Most people my age are into making a rap mixtape. And if they're into guitar, they're into down tuning and shredding. Yes, that's sadly true. And there's me who's into the blues. Very alone over here. Well, thank you for that comment. I'm glad to hear there's somebody younger who is appreciating guitar and the blues. You know, there's some of us are still out there. I'm sure there's a few more and that will find this channel. Okay, so I did Jam Red House from Hendrix, Brighton. That would be coming up again. Move to Victoria. Yeah, that would probably be better busking there. I could see that. I mean, that's a huge tourist area. Oh, people are hearing an echo of the stream? Okay, well, maybe that's what it is. All right, anyway. So that's it. And I want to thank all of you for being along for the ride. And I hope you stay with us and continue watching. Like I say, my usual dates will be Thursday and Saturday for new videos. I'll probably do a live stream tomorrow at 10 a.m., some hour-long jam from the street or something, so you can join the chat for that as well. Anyway, it's really great to hear from all of you, and thanks for the congrats. You know, it's making a connection with all of you that's really important. It's not just for me, but I'm happy to see that everybody's enjoying the music and helping to support the channel. So check the links, and there's support stuff in there. You can get my music, you can buy a t-shirt, and we'll talk to you on a video probably tomorrow. And like I say, I don't do very many of these live chats. I'm glad to see that this one has actually worked out. I'm always afraid something's going to go wrong. So anyway, have a great summer. Enjoy the weather while you can. We've got one more fireworks show tomorrow, and I'll probably try to head out and get some action from the audience from that. And we'll see how it goes. All right. So thanks you very much again for all your support. And as Michael Schenker says, keep on rocking. So I'll talk to you again soon.